Today's video is all about should I brine, should I not to brine? And if you're going to brine, which we're going to brine, because we did it last year, should you use a wet brine or a dry brine? So today is all about wet versus dry. All right, it's not gonna matter which brine you guys get. Honestly, we've tried a ton of them, but I will tell you this, try to get one with a brining bag in there. You guys mentioned about 3 years ago, and we've been on the hook ever since. It really does help. And this is what the brining bag looks like, okay? It's almost like just a super thick Ziploc bag. And I appreciate you guys commenting and recommending that. Just got a little ice here. If you do your brine like in advance, you can just put it in the refrigerator overnight. With that brining solution, I just did it per package instructions. So I'm just gonna let it kind of melt that ice a little bit. Add a little bit more water. And your turkey goes. Whether you want to spatchcock or not, that's a whole different video. Here's a quick little tip. Get your bag, get the air out of it, and you want to see your natural water line, okay? So let's take the air out. And if you stuff something on the sides, we can do that later. Then it'll keep your water bag up, okay? If your water bag drops, then you got a lot of your bird that's uncovered. So you might have to add more water. If you add more water, you're gonna start diluting the package. So try to keep it in a position like this so majority of the bird is covered. Or if you guys want to, honestly, brine it for 6 or 8 hours. And then right before you go to bed, just flip it around so one side got it and the other side didn't, and you should be pretty good. All right, and just like that, it is done. In the refrigerator, we'll let it rest, do its thing, let it get all nice and happy, and then we'll smoke it tomorrow. Let's do that other turkey real quick. Ooh. All right, presentation side down first. And then simply enough, it's just salt. Diamond Crystal Kosher salt, and we're just going to sprinkle liberally. Now, as this salt penetrates, it's going to help pull out some of that moisture and put it back in. I do not believe the seasonings today are going to be able to penetrate the turkey skin. I believe in the salt brine. Ooh, that's a lot of moisture. Of course, I don't think you need to go crazy with the salt either, because obviously it is already brined some. Maybe just inside the cavity a little bit. And this is really just going to be able to work that. I'm going to go ahead and flip my wings over for tomorrow so I don't have to touch those. This is really just going to be able to dry out that skin. So tomorrow when we're basting with like a butter or something, it can stay crispy. And there we go, just like that. So in the refrigerator overnight, we're not going to touch it, we're not going to do anything. Now, I have 2 turkey breasts. I'm gonna try one more little method, kind of like off topic, but if we're gonna do it, let's try to do it. 1 turkey breast is gonna go in my wet brine solution. The other turkey breast is gonna have salt on it mixed with herbs, the rosemary, a little tarragon, some sage, and then they'll kind of give us a gauge of whether I'm right or wrong when it comes to should you like brine your turkey with herbs on it the night before or the day of, right? How much flavor can actually penetrate when you're talking about dried herbs and salt. So let's do that. First layer is going to be even coating of salt. Just make sure you hit all sides. Now tomorrow when I'm smoking this, we can baste it with some sage butter, right? So that hits all the big 3. So don't cross-contaminate. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I really want to see if we season it today with dry herbs versus the wet brine, how much dry seasoning penetration can actually come through there. And if you notice, there's actually no skin, so now I can't use the excuse, well, can dry seasonings penetrate turkey skin? I don't believe it can. But now this is really meat to meat. And then just a light dusting of garlic. Crack it with black pepper, but I need to season my, or I need to sanitize my hand real quick. So you gotta do it. Honey, no, put the phone down. They don't need to see me crack black pepper on it. I know it's a lot to go over, so let's just recap really quick. About 2 years ago, we did a video, and it was, should you dry brine your turkey? Unanimously in my family, and our neighbors and stuff like that, once they taste it, they like the idea of brining their turkey. The question then was raised, should I wet brine or dry brine? I've always been a believer in the wet brine, because once I found success with it, I never really ventured out and did anything else. We've done like apple cider brine turkey. We've done Cajun brine turkey, but they've all been wet methods. You guys know that I like to go back and forth with you quite often in the comments. So this is one of them, right? If you have a better suggestion, I'd love to hear it, because I really want to hang on to what you guys are saying. And hopefully if it's good information, we can relay it on to the viewers, or I can try it here and just prove that it's either good or bad, right? Now that's recapped, We're gonna let everything calm down, get in the refrigerator, and then we'll start smoking the meats tomorrow. It is the next day, and we've already done the recap, so let me tell you what I've done to get to this point. This is the dry brine turkey. All I've done is taken out, you can see how well it's done drying out the skin. I haven't done anything to it. And this is the dry brine turkey breast. I did not wash it off of the seasonings because it's seasoning that I added, so it doesn't have all that salt and stuff like that in there, okay? Left it alone, so completely dry. Here we go to the wet side. I have all these turkeys out for about an hour, and it's really not about bringing the turkey up to room temperature as much as it is just drying out the skin a little bit more. I've washed both of these units, which were wet, completely rinse them in cold water, and then I've been drying them and then patting them with paper towels to get them as dry as possible. So that's what we have right now. And let me give a big shout out and thanks to Tyfer for sponsoring this video. You guys have probably seen this throughout the channel, I don't know, about 6 months or so, and we absolutely love it. Let me give you 3 reasons why I like it so much. Number 1 on the list, connectivity. You guys know that we have a ton of outdoor cooking appliances and indoor cooking appliances, and now it seems like everything runs on Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. When we connected this, it connected instantly, and I'm talking about all you do is press the button, it starts, bam, 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 bam. And we looked at each other and it's like, with all the other things that we ever had, nothing's ever connected that fast, ever. So we're super impressed by the connectivity. Number 2, it's heat resistant up to 932 degrees, and it's waterproof IPX8. And let me tell you about that really quick, because this is what really shines. It's submergible. So whether you're doing a chuck roast like I showed you, or the turkey breast, or a sous vide turkey, or anything like that, it's waterproof. When you wash it, you can actually wash the whole thing. Obviously, you need to let the temperature of the thermometer itself, the probe, calm down. But you can put it on water. You don't have to worry about if the water goes up to a certain point. So absolutely love it about it. And let me show you how it works. So 1 probe to each breast. I'm only worried about the breast today. I think once we get the breast up, the thighs will match each other since we're not spatchcocking. It's got your little, let me show you here. It's got your little gauge, so make sure you insert your meat past that gauge. So let me show you 2 different ways. This is the manual way, okay? I actually use this probably 95% of the time just because of laziness, but it does have a fantastic manual smart way, okay? So we're gonna take our temperature back down to about 160 degrees. Go over, do the same thing. Go to smart, set it to 160 degrees. And now it's gonna calculate how long it takes to get there, and then it will beep. Obviously, once it gets really close, it'll give you like about, I think you can adjust it like a couple minutes in there. So now that it's set, then you can just set it close to your grill, and then it'll beep once you hit your target temperature. All right, we have our pellet grill set about 250 degrees. One on one side, one on the other. We're gonna give this a head start before we put those turkey breasts on there. So this is gonna rock about 2 hours at 250 degrees. About 2.5 hours later, I'm about 30 minutes behind schedule, but some things popped up. So let me show you really quick. This is the ambient temperature, and it's crazy how close this is versus the Weber, okay? That's pretty good. You gotta remember, it's also feeding off the turkey. And the turkey's cooler, so that makes sense. The third thing that I love about this, and I cannot stress it enough, is maybe a pet peeve, maybe it's laziness. I'm surprised how many thermometer companies out there don't allow the temperature on the base anymore. So I find myself many times coming out to check on the meat, checking on the fire, and then I want to check the base of the thermometer to be able to see the temperatures, and you can't. And I'll leave my phone in the house or something like that. I know it sounds crazy, but it's just the simple things that just make the process easier. They have the temperature on the base, and honestly, for me, hallelujah, right? I just cannot thank you enough, because it's the simple things that really make it. So what we're gonna do is crank up this temperature. I'm going to 350. Show you guys a quick peek. So recap, this has been completely dry. No oils or nothing yet. And now I'm just going to spray with a little oil. Now this is the time, if you had like a little sage butter or herb butter or something like that, you can always do that. But since we're doing a test, I want to keep it about as neutral as possible. Quick feature update. So this is 1, this is 2. You see 1, can you see it on the screen? That's 2. And then if you look at your probes, I know you can't see it, that's number 2, and that's number 1. So I'm doing a little different things. I'm adding a little bit of oil. Although my family for Thanksgiving typically has me do the bird, they swear up and down they love it. They love that wet brine. They harass me. They say, "Oh, your bird, you know, like it just doesn't look as good as it does on a magazine." And I'm like, "Hey, I don't either, you know." But I'm, you know, the idea is like I've been challenged by my family to make a better bird, and my argument was, would you rather have a juicy, flavorful, moist bird, or would you rather have a magazine quality, picturesque bird? I always feel like there's two different ones, and they're like, "Why can't we have both?" So that's why I'm kind of keeping it dry. I'm pretty excited what it's coming out. And just like that, probably like 7 minutes later, our other turkey is up to temperature. Quick tip for your Thanksgiving bird: leave your thermometer in there after you're done cooking, so that way you can also monitor the bird as it calms down, so you know what temperature is before you serve it. So just give a quick shout out to Tyfer for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. These bad boys have done their job effortlessly, and to be honest with you, when it comes to Thanksgiving, I'm sure I'll do a video or something like that just to say happy Thanksgiving. And no shame in my game, these will probably be in my Thanksgiving turkey because I like them that much. It's just the truth. All right, do you know which one's which?
I do not, but you said you do.
I do. I'm pretty proud of them. I really like the way they came out. And we're just gonna get to the nuts and bolts.
They look fantastic.
I'm gonna cut one breast on each. I'm typically a fan of keeping your bird low. I don't feel like it presses out the moisture as much, and I think it retains a lot more moisture. I'm typically a 275 guy, but we all know at 275 it doesn't crisp up the skin. So that's why I kind of hedge my bet a little bit. 250, put on there for a couple hours, add some oil, raise that temperature up, and I mean, these two turkeys right here took probably 3 hours to cook. So for your perfectly cooked turkey without the guesswork, check out the Tyfer Gold Sink in the link below. Black Friday is also coming up. It's the lowest price of the year, and you can also stack my 10% off code by giving you a fantastic thermometer for a fantastic price. Check the link below. So as of right now, you still don't know, correct?
I do not know.
Okay.
To the first of many turkeys this Thanksgiving. That's dang good. Boy, that is flavorful. And I didn't even get any skin. And we didn't even really season it.
Well, that depends. If it was a wet brine, then it would season all the way through. Same thing, super juicy. Pull a little early, let it rest the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
Look, it's still steaming. Still steaming.
They both look perfectly cooked.
There's some skin.
Well, I know, but give me a piece without the skin. Since I tried no skin.
There's your answer.
There is no comparison. Okay, let me try the skin. There is no comparison. Like, it's not even close.
I know what you guys are thinking. Show live for me.
Before you tell me which one, hang on. No comparison. This one is way, way, way more flavorful. And that's not even seasoned.
In my honest opinion, we're about to be able to tell whether or not this seasoning should go on the night before. Now, you can do it the night before because it's so much easier, right? You touch the turkey less, all that other stuff. I can understand, but it doesn't really matter in flavor. The breast might help us. Now, you're gonna have to learn how to eat past the flavoring, right? Because apparently the seasoning is supposed to penetrate all the way through the middle, and I gotta be honest with you, there's just no way. So you see the grains running this way, right? So it's almost like the idea of a tri-tip. Separate the breast right here.
Oh yeah.
And we'll cut it against the grain, okay? Might seem odd, you might want to cut it this way, but that's the grain. So unfortunately, this is still a little bit hot, but it's just the nature of the beast. I got the skin on, or the seasoning. You ate the whole thing? So you need to try to eat it like this, right? Because they're saying, with that, like you said on the other turkey, you tasted that flavor all the way through.
Yes.
And this was wet brined.
Wet brine fan still through and through. Was I right on which one? The one I liked more was wet brine, wasn't it? You can tell. You can tell a huge difference.
I think when you wet brine, the flavor is a little more concentrated. I think that the seasoning is boiled first, right? You put that back in there, you boil it. I think it opens up the oils. When that salt solution hits your turkey, I think as that salt solution penetrates in and out, because that's what salt does, it pulls moisture in and out. It's taking those flavorings of liquid in and out of the turkey as well. And I truly think it makes a better bird. It
seems like the meat is literally salted all the way through. Like it's seasoned all the way through.
And all these, even the turkey breasts that we had were actually salt saluted already. I've never been scared to do it, even though it's already brine. We get that question. Well, it's already brine. Yeah, but there's no, you see the comparison. There's no comparison. And this is why the family keeps coming back and back and back to have my turkey each year. I think they're just, anyways. That's a real good comparison. I really think that's a fair and honest comparison. The flavor is undeniable, and that's what you get. I was really proud of the way the turkey came out, so I'm really going to try to mimic that when it comes to Thanksgiving. $250 on a dry skin.
It's almost like it's better to cook 2 or 3 or 4 small ones for our family instead of trying to do a giant one that takes forever. You know?
Or in fairness, you know, like maybe 2 turkeys and then some breast, because ultimately that's what a lot of people want, are the breast.
Yep.
I mean, they want that breast meat for leftovers and stuff like that. All right, guys, there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment when you guys decide what you're going to do for your turkeys. We have a bunch of videos out there. Plus, we love to hear from you. What's your favorite go-tos? I love to hear the back and forth of what you believe in. You know, like, have you tried the dry brine? Have you tried the wet brine? Is there something else out there that we're missing? As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. Pound the notification button. Share it with friends. Peace. We're going to do all this turkey.
Turkey sandwiches, baby. Loaded with mayo.
I mean, that thing
and
is
some
still
fresh
moist.
black pepper.
It's still just crying. Look at that.
I know.
And this thing's rested for at least 30 minutes. At least. And that's just the breast. And this turkey, poor soul, has been resting now for an hour and 20 minutes. And it's still juicy. So don't tell me that it takes 15 minutes to rest a turkey. I don't want to hear it.
Turkey sandwich time. Kids will be eating turkey for the next 4 days. They'll be so excited.